Hey, today I'm talking about 3 anime romance films. And the names of those 3 movies are The Night is Short, Walk On Girl, The Tunnel of Summer, The Exit of Goodbyes, and 5 centimeters per second. First up is The Night is Short, Walk On Girl. This is a 2017 film and it is wild. It's basically like the French film Amélie meets Martin Scorsese's film After Hours, which is just the most bizarre combination. And yet it works. This film is such a strange beast because there's entire characters and entire plots that I really didn't care for. But it just beats you over the head with how ridiculously charming it is. So I just had to put it in the really liked category because I'm like, damn it, I had an excellent experience with this movie. How dare you? So the premise is this young woman wants to experience the adult life. So the film starts out with her discovering the joys of alcohol. And then she proceeds to drink so much alcohol. It's insane. And then she goes on all of these wacky adventures because of the alcohol, but she doesn't really get all that drunk. Oh my god, there's a dancing sequence that just it's so weird and I hate it, but also I love it and it's so fun and silly. But whilst she's on her adventure, this random guy is obsessed with her and he keeps accidentally bumping into her on purpose in order for her to think that it's fate for them to be together. And I really just hate everything about him. He's so creepy and strange. But then on top of it, a lot of his plot has to do with running into this old guy who is just a creep, firstly. They straight up just call him a creep. He gropes some people a couple of times. But then also he's obsessed with erotic prints. There's so many things that happen with these sex prints that he just has with him. And it's gross. It's so gross. But at the same time, it's pretty charming. The movie itself feels just so incredibly random. You don't know where things are gonna go from one moment to the next, but yet at the same time, there is a solid through line throughout the whole thing so that it does feel connected, like it is on this winding river of a path. Also, on top of all that, I feel like it asks some really interesting questions, actual debate questions throughout. One early on is about this other man who loves this married woman and he doesn't want her to marry the man that he loves. He thinks it would make more sense for her to marry him, a man she specifically does not love, because he feels that that would make for a better relationship in the long term. And I'm like, that's a bold claim. And I really just want to hear more arguments for that, because that's insane. What? Yeah. This movie is just so wild and crazy, and I feel on paper I should hate this, especially the animation style. I'm not a fan of this kind of animation style, but yet it's so dang charming and interesting and fascinating. You can't help but just want to see what the hell happens next, and you will not guess the places that this film goes to. So yeah, no, I thoroughly enjoyed this film and would totally recommend it. It is a crazy experience and one well worth checking out. Next up is The Tunnel of Summer, The Exit of Goodbyes. This is a 2022 film with some incredibly beautiful animation. Just gotta throw that out there right away. Real gorgeous stuff, especially the tunnel itself. But the basic premise is this high school boy, years ago, his younger sister accidentally died, and life has not been good for him or his family since then. But one day he stumbled across this tunnel that grants a wish. It's a bit more nuanced, but that's kind of spoilers. The monkey's paw of it all is that there's a whole time dilation thing, so it's for every second that you're in the tunnel, 10 minutes or something goes by out in the real world. So it's you need to get to the end of the tunnel to get your wish, but so much time will pass out in the real world. Whilst he's on this journey though, he stumbles across another sad teenage girl, and they kind of form this bond over dealing with their trauma / obsessing over this tunnel. It was a really interesting film. I definitely enjoyed enjoyed the concept a lot, like just dealing with the grief of accidental death for the main character, and then she has grief of her grandfather, who's a person she really truly connected to, so I get that. And then like stumbling across this person that you really truly connect to in their relationship, I think that's so beautiful and interesting, and really like that. I liked the format of just like how they get to know more about each other and more about the tunnel, and like just the evolution of their relationship felt very natural. So I dug that a lot. I didn't super care for the very end. I do think it made sense, but without getting into spoilers, it didn't quite hit me the way the film wanted it to. Kind of left a strange taste in my mouth. So yeah. And I would say too, I definitely enjoyed it overall. It just didn't hit me as hard as I would have liked it to get it into my top ranking, but really liked. But it's a quite liked, so it's like a 4 out of 5 for me. So yeah, no, I definitely enjoyed it, and I would recommend it because I think the journey of the story is definitely worthwhile. And there's a chance that the end could ring more true for you. So I think if you're intrigued, for sure, go for it. It's an interesting experience with, again, some incredibly beautiful animation and some solid performances. So yeah, no, it's an interesting film that's worth a watch. And lastly is 5 centimeters per second. This is a 2007 film, and it's technically 3 shorter stories featuring the same guy at different points in his life, combined into one shorter film. It's about an hour long. So the basic premise is, in like middle school, this boy has this really intense relationship with this girl, and they're both very into each other, but they move apart from each other. So the first one's all about them trying to meet up again via trains, and there's winter storms happening and train delays. And then the second one, he gets into this relationship with this other girl, and I don't really understand the point of the second one. If you do, please elaborate. I would love to know. The third one, it's again years later, and she's getting married, and he's still kind of obsessed with her, and he's in a relationship that he doesn't really like. And then he kind of just makes peace with the fact that he's not going to get together with the original girl. Firstly, I think the first section for sure went way too fast. It was just kind of going from thing to thing to thing to thing to thing to thing to thing. It did slow down a bit when he was on his train journey, but by that point I'm not settled in. I just kind of feel thrown off by everything. The second one, like I said, I didn't really get the point of it, and the third one, I didn't really feel like it emotionally wrapped up in a way that made sense. Like, I'm fine with an unhappy ending. I'm fine with the main characters not getting together. That can definitely totally work, but it just felt so strange and disconnected. Like, I feel like if the second one had more to do with the original girl, then maybe I could understand it. Or like if we saw more of their relationship, or there was just more to them in the farthest future one, like them actually being in each other's lives or something, then I could understand it. But I don't know. The story overall really didn't do anything for me. The emotions weren't there for me. That being said though, I did still like it. I think the animation was interesting. I think there is something to this story. There's definitely a story to be told here, but I think their execution didn't quite work. So yeah, it was fine. It was okay. There's a lot I didn't like about it, but it still was an entertaining and interesting watch. Would I recommend it? It is a short film, but even with that, nah, it's an okay one to skip. Alrighty, now for today's rankings. First up, we got The Night is Short, Walk On Girls, sitting at number 24 in the Really Like section. And then after that is The Tunnel of Summer, The Exit of Goodbye, sitting at number 40 in the Quite Like section. And then bringing up the rear is 5 centimeters per second, sitting at number 63 in the Like section. And this is out of a total of 78 old movies so far this year.